make a bikini for my beach day with me. I'm using an old pair of jeans from Lucky Brand that are a corduroy. I absolutely love this color and the texture. Actually ended up being great for swimming. So I'm making the patterns for the bottom. This is using an outline from a bathing suit I already have. Shout out to Skims for making that amazing bathing suit. Always leave a little extra room on the ends so you have enough room to sew your trims. I'm going to be hand sewing today, so that's going to be really fun. Right now I'm just making sure the lines are nice and crisp, so when I get to sewing, everything is aligned. Now I am cutting out the boob pattern. This was a little tricky because I wanted it that scrunchy bottom, but I just made it really big so I can make sure that there is enough coverage. I did this twice by outlining this pattern that I'm making right now on top of the fabric and redoing it. Having a marker is really important because it allows you to shape your patterns very properly and mark each pattern. Now I'm cutting up the strings for my bikini. I'm using the bottom hem of the jeans as well as the seams on the side. Had a lot of adjustments doing for this because I had to make sure each trim was not cut through the seams, but also not fraying. This is me adding the strings to the bikini lining. So for the top, since I want that scrunchy bottom, I basically rolled over that outline on top of the trim of the seam, and then I sewed that together. Make sure you do not sew the base of the pattern to the string, otherwise you will not be able to move it around. I'm also going to be using pins to secure them so it's easier to sew. Always have your little pins box, which is really helpful. You're going to want to make sure all the folds go all the way around so it looks like a very clean look like this. When I sew, I'm just going to be following those pins. Really easy to do hand sewing. You just have to take your time and make sure you're doubling over your tracks so that way it's secure. I'm going to get into the sewing now. It's probably my favorite part because this is when it really starts to come to life. It also eases my mind. Sewing is almost like reading to me. You just lock in and focus, and before you know it, you're 10 chapters deep and almost finished with the book. So anyway, I'm just completing the hemming for all of the pieces front to back. I'm going to be sewing the bottom crotch together so it can be one unison piece. But right now I'm just pinning all of the edges so I can start the hemming. I'm also sewing as I go each piece, kind of bouncing around a little bit. But we are getting it done. Everything is labeled, everything is pinned. We're almost done with the sewing. I can drop a tutorial on sewing, but I get a little carried away when I'm recording. I even missed a few parts, but nonetheless, it was really easy to do. I also thought it was very easy to add these edits, which is why I went buck crazy on them. This is my first time editing a YouTube video with edits, so it's been pretty fun. Now I am basically finished with the bottom part. I did forget sewing the top, but this is the bottom. I'm also going to be making a skirt with the leftover fabric that I have. I'm going to be using the top pocket part, and then I'm going to add some tassels by sewing on extra pieces, which is why I love upcycling denim, because there is so much material to work with, and it's an easy way to upcycle your closet if you want to get rid of some old jeans that you really didn't want to let go of. So I'm using this part of the skirt. I had to make some adjustments so it could fit right, but once I got there, I took the extra fabric, cut it in half, and sewed it to the bottom of the skirt. Now I'm just sewing that extra fabric to the base. I got a little stressed out sewing, so I put on my favorite song, and here's me singing a little bit of it. Enjoy. Nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Fire away, fire away. It did take me quite a bit of time to add that extra fabric to the base of the skirt, just because I wanted it to be really secure since I skate a lot and I didn't want any issues. I also added a little belt, which was super cute. And this is me cutting the tassels into the fabric. as you can see, came out super cute, super festive looking, and definitely went well with the vibe. I don't have the skirt in this video that I took of it, but it did look really cute. And this is the bathing suit. Absolutely love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.